Good afternoon, everyone. This is just a short little video. I'm going to try to not be as long winded as I usually am. There's just some important things that I want to go over pertaining to the mayor's announcement. Now, as many of you have seen, Mayor Jones made an announcement yesterday evening that he is forming a committee to review and make recommendations regarding the City of Grovetown's comprehensive plan and form-based code. Now, he's doing this at the April City Council meeting. He's doing this on purpose so that the special election will be over. We will have a full council. Each council member and the mayor will be responsible for appointing a citizen to this committee. No one knows at this point who they are going to be. Sylvia Martin is going to chair this committee. They will, from what I understand, the committee will have 90 days on which to work on this, and then there will be a public hearing for public input, and then we will move forward from this. Now, I cannot stress to you how great this is and actually how unprecedented this is, but I'll get to that in a minute. But what I want to say is I understand that there are some that are already volunteering. They want to be on this committee, which is great. That's fine. Everyone's input is welcome. And I'm here to tell you, you need to start giving your input now. It's going to be formed in April, and then they'll have 90 days, and that sounds like a lot of time, but it's not. You need to remember that the comprehensive plan was written over the space of several years. It's not that big. It's not that long, but it is quite detailed. Okay? Now, for those of you that want to make any kind of suggestions about adjustments or changes or things we can do to make it better, two things you need to familiarize yourself with is, number one, the comprehensive plan. And if you go to the City of Grovetown website and you type comprehensive plan in the search bar at the top, the second result, Grovetown Comprehensive Plan 2016 to 2026. That is what you're looking for. That spells it out. That is, as Ms. Fisher was talking about at the meeting, that is the blueprint for the city. Okay? Now, while that is the blueprint, okay, the other thing that you need to be familiar with is the form-based code. Okay? And if you type form-based code in the search bar at City Hall, it will be your first search result. I suggest you try to familiarize yourself with them as much as possible. Now, spoiler alert, it's boring language to read through. But after 30 years in construction and dealing with different administrations and legal matters and things like that, you need to trudge through the boring, because in that boring language are the things that are killing us the most. It's what we need to change. And we need to take it seriously when we're talking about doing changes, additions, things we need to see happen. We don't have time for wish lists here. We don't have time for unreasonable requests. We need solid, reality-based, common sense-based suggestions to go to this committee. And the best way to be able to do that is try to familiarize yourself with what's in this paperwork. Now, Scott, John, everyone there, their whole job is centered around this comprehensive plan. Everything they do is supposed to be to bring our city in compliance with this comprehensive plan and that form-based code. That is what they go by. The Planning and Zoning Committee, when they make decisions, the comprehensive plan is their guideline. As a matter of fact, many of you know my wife is on the Planning and Zoning Board. They sent her to a class. And at that class, they are told that they can't take emotional things into consideration. You can't take into consideration well, what about this will misplace a senior citizen's home or whatnot? They're not supposed to take that into consideration when something is in front of them. The only consideration they're supposed to take is, does it conform to the comprehensive plan? Now, the exception to that is when you have a public hearing like we had on the zoning issue, which started all this. That is when citizens give their input. Okay? That is when they are allowed to take into consideration the hardships of others, things, unintended consequences. Now, this is a funny thing. My wife told me when she was at that class, Scott was there with her. When they told her that she had to follow the comprehensive plan, she asked the question, well, what if citizens are coming and saying that they don't like the comprehensive plan, they don't like what's being done? The woman looked at her and said, then that's when you go to your city council and say, we need to change the comprehensive plan. And Jenny says, as soon as that woman said that to her, Scott leaned over and whispered to her and says, that never happens. That never happens. Well, guess what? It's happening. Okay? And everybody needs to take this seriously, because Scott's kind of right. I don't know of any other time that it's happened. But we are a special case. We have some problems. Okay? So familiarize yourself with this. Read up on it. If you don't understand what's in it, post underneath this video. We'll try to get somebody to explain it to you. If you have suggestions, things, please post under this. And that way, when the committee is actually formed and starts to meet, we have a working guideline to go from some citizen input. This is really important. Everybody showed up. They made their voice heard. Your voices have been heard. Okay? And in today's political system, I really, really suggest you take a minute to appreciate our administration here, our council, our mayor. Because this is one time when the citizens said, we don't like this, and we got a response. We got action immediately. So I strongly urge you, don't waste this opportunity. This is our chance to have some say on where our city goes for the next couple of decades and farther. So I'm looking forward to all your input. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the forum.